Granola Man.
Hi, buddy. Buddy, old pal.
Buddy, old pal. Partner.
Partner. That's not my name. Well, sure it is, partner.
Yeah. Sure it is, partner. Buckaroo? Oh my gosh, what is that from? I know that.
Brian Regan.
Yeah, yeah. Sure it is. Buckaroo?
Oh man, we have a treat today. Another top 10 coming straight at you. Ryan's top 10 missing evolutions. You want to explain this one, Ryan?
Yeah, these are all the Pokemon we feel like have yet to have an evolution come forward, and we feel like are deserving of one.
Yeah.
So
and don't be worried about the intro screen. Our ideas aren't like that. Our ideas in these slides aren't going to be turning Shuckle into a Ninja Turtle or just giving Spin up really huge muscles. Or making Hypno a Voodoo Master.
This is exactly what you're in for. Don't listen to him.
Or what's this guy's name? I forget. It's Skullvillian.
Yeah, Skullvillian.
Skullvillian. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We want our Pokemon to just be drawn like preschool.
Yeah. I feel like if I were to draw Skullvillian, it's what it look like.
Yeah. Dude, I love our intro pages. They bring so much joy in my life.
Well, you know what? Let me go to it so they know what we're talking about. So here's our intro page.
Oh, I thought we were watching it. My bad.
No, we were on the chat video.
Yes.
So
Ryan's top 10 missing evolutions.
Yeah, this is exactly what you're in for. You know why you came here, and this is it.
And this is...
Man, that is a fancy Hypno.
It really is. And he's a PIMP, looks like.
You know, he has like a Pokemon cane.
Yeah. I don't know what you heard about me.
Alright. What do you say?
Let's get started.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do this. Two best friends. Rating Pokemon, chatting, doing Pokemon stuff.
Doing Pokemon.
Doing Pokemon. Stay tuned.
Yeah. So along this list, Brian will also be giving us his scale of 1 to 10, how likely he would be to do this Pokemon.
Oh gosh. The DeviantArt ones or the actual Pokemon?
Starting with...
Oh no! The little baby Kamala. Okay. So, to start off, I will not be telling you how I feel about this little guy. Because that's frowned upon in many societies. I think that Kamala is kind of a Snorlax ripoff. The only difference between him and Snorlax is Snorlax wakes up to eat, and Kamala never wakes up in his entire life.
Interesting.
Did you hear me right? He sleeps his entire life. The Pokédex says this Pokemon stays asleep from birth to death, staying this way because of its diet of certain leaves containing poison only Kamala can break down, which induces sedative properties. He doesn't walk. He just sleeps, and he actually can battle in his sleep, but he doesn't walk. He rolls around on his little log thing that he's holding. Now, I believe that Kamala deserves an evolution. Not that he deserves one. I just think he's so pitiful. And I would never use him. I just want an evolution for this guy, so that I can use him. But if I had an evolution for Kamala, I would want him to walk. Maybe even run. No, not run. Maybe I should pump the brakes on that.
Sleep run.
Let's just say walk. That would be a great start. And I think giving him what gives me feelings of Timber or Conkeldurr, of him just holding the log, maybe a bigger log. I I really like that. I like Timber, and I think he's a cool Pokemon. I wouldn't mind having another Pokemon that just carries his weapon around. Although the one on the right corner looks like he's probably struggling a lot.
Yeah, that one's a poison type.
Yeah, that one's interesting. I think let me ask you first. Which one do you like the most out of these that I picked out? These DeviantArt, and thank you, artists, for allowing us to do this.
Yeah, these are all not our images.
Right.
These are all taken from Google, so thank you everyone. This is not a monetized video, so don't
kill us.
I kind of like that one in the bottom left. I feel like, well, it's just, yeah, it's really hard.
I don't like any of them.
No, I don't.
It's hard to make a good-looking koala Pokemon.
Maybe the middle one. I think I like the middle one the best. Where like the tree is just like slowly engulfing him.
Yeah.
And becoming part of who the koala is.
Yeah, I like that too. I was gonna say the middle one's my favorite. I like to think that this design is a koala who the branch has just kind of grown into him, and now it's his arm, so he has like tree powers that come from his arm. And that's the only really cool thing about him. I guess I like that he has more facial hair. He doesn't look like a little baby anymore, and he looks like he could probably do a little more damage. Not a Pokemon that would be a powerhouse, but maybe one that could be a little useful.
Yeah. That's all we ask for in Pokemon.
Yeah, just a little. Just give us a little something. And I kind of like the detail of the little grass nibbles on his beard. It's kind of interesting. Yeah. I think Komala is a Pokemon I would never use, and if he had an evolution, I would give it a try. That's about as much as I can say about it.
Fair enough.
So that's my number 10, Komala.
Moving on, my number 10.
Wow.
Eevee.
A Pokemon that has no evolutions.
Eeveelicious. Now, Eevee has a lot of evolutions, but what it doesn't have is a ghost type evolution.
Sure.
I was very torn between the ghost type and a dark typing because they're probably my favorite typings.
He already has a dark type.
I thought he had a psychic type.
He has Umbreon.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Then I'm glad I choose ghost. Yeah, he needs a ghost typing.
I like the mummy looking one.
Yeah. I like the name Shadeon.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that when they finally do make one, that's what they're going to go with.
Okay.
But I would definitely love one of these three. This one not so much. But I love these designs.
Which one do you like the most?
Probably the one with the skull.
Same.
But as
Pokemon.
a huge ghost type fan, this is what I'm waiting for.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
I also think it'd be kind of funny to see what they do with like a fighting type Eevee.
Yeah. Just like wrap his paws with tape.
Yeah. Call it a day. Nothing else changes.
Give it like a headband.
Yeah. His little sweatband and just tape.
Like an American flag shorts. Probably not
like Napoleon Dynamite.
I was thinking of Rocky, but yeah.
Alright, let's go on. Move on, number 9.
Where?
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely would you be to do this one?
0. That sounds incredibly painful. Oh gosh. So this is another newer Pokemon, and to be honest, there's a lot of these types of Pokemon that I just wish that the Pokemon Company would have kept them on all fours,
Mm-hmm.
for the lack of a better term. But this one, I think, would actually benefit from being bipedal. I would like for him to be able to do 4 legs or 2 legs. Give him kind of like a Blastoise feel, but in my opinion, some of these designs look way cooler than Blastoise.
Yeah, I was about to say, I get a kind of a Blastoise vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
He looks like
That's what I was going
Blastoise's older brother.
for. Yes, I want him bipedal, and I want him to be my buff daddy.
That Mega Dreadnought looks awesome.
Which one is it?
The
the
Meg-
one that says Mega at the end.
Mhm.
That looks like that Colossal from Attack on Titan.
Oh yeah, like the,
Yeah,
the armored Titan.
Yeah, I think so. I like the one on the top right a lot. I like the idea of just giving him lots of sharp stuff. So it's supposed to be like a snapping turtle, I think. And I think just making the shell more dangerous and making the tail dangerous. Because the Dreadnought is a final evolution, but he has like 2 pitiful spikes on the back.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were to pick him up by the shell, he wouldn't really get hurt unless like you hit yourself on the top point. But you got another one like the one on the top right, where anything you touch, you can get pretty badly hurt. And you're not picking that thing up.
No, it's picking you up.
Yeah, exactly. I did want to read the Pokedex entry too on this one. It says Dreadnought's sharp, jagged fangs are powerful enough to chomp on rock, iron, and steel rods. It captures prey and fights opponents by chomping down on them. It can extend its neck very quickly to reach enemies that are further away. Due to its well-developed muscles, it can move very fast despite its heavy shell. Dreadnought are notoriously vicious, to the point where it requires a skilled trainer to fully tame and handle it. Some trainers will release Dreadnought in the wild once they find that they are unable to handle it. So this is like a Pokemon, I remember the Pokemon movie where Ash tells one of the trainers like, "Oh, you have a Gyarados? I hear those are really hard to train." And you look at Gyarados and you're like, "Yeah, of course, look at this thing."
Like, nah.
I feel like Dreadnought doesn't look like a Pokemon that'd be hard to train. Maybe give him
you
one of
only
these
need-
beast evolutions.
You only need
Huh?
1 badge to train Gyarados.
Well, then I guess Ash was misinformed.
Per usual.
Yeah. But I think to prove this point, you gotta make him bulkier. You gotta make him sharper. You gotta make him. This is one of those This is one of these Pokemon I would love for it to be a powerhouse. And I know it's rock, water, and that typing kind of sucks. But yeah, I want this one to be like
What was its
a
typing
better
again?
version of Blastoise. What's that?
What was its typing again?
Rock, water.
Yeah. So like 4 times wheat to grass, right? Or
Right. This is like an Almastar or Kabutops. Something I wouldn't use because of its typing.
but would you use him?
If you look like that, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So,
Well, all the Pokemon I use are based off looks.
yeah, same. I would say that my favorite one is the top right. What would you say you like the best?
Probably the bottom left.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that one just looks massive.
Mm-hmm.
Like he could do like a backdrop on you and just
Yeah.
get puddle of blood and pulverized bones.
Yeah, I feel like a body slam from him would hurt.
Would it hurt?
I would.
It just hurt. It would not feel good.
Yeah, I would have some discomfort.
Yeah,
I
for
would-
sure. Extreme discomfort. Yeah, that's my number 9. Dreadnought.
Man, if you can be reading all your Pokedexes, I feel like I should pull mine up too. I don't really know the pincers or anything.
Oh,
But
yeah. I don't have it for all of them. I just sometimes when I'm doing these lists, I read the Pokedex, and sometimes I feel like, oh, this kind of proves my point, and so I'll read whatever part I like. Pincer, I was gonna have this one on my list too, but I kept him out, so I'm glad you put him in.
Yeah, Pinsir I've always felt like has needed an evolution. And when they gave Scyther one, I was genuinely surprised they didn't give Pinsir one.
Same.
But it actually, digging into some research with Pinsir, they actually plan on giving him an evolution. And that was this one. You can see the
Really?
little sprite for it right here. That's a real sprite that they developed for gold and silver.
No way! I did not know that.
Uh huh.
So cool.
Yeah. So this is what it was gonna be. This is the Sizor equivalent of it.
Oh, that's too bad we didn't get it.
Yeah. I'm not really sure
You
what
like
made
it?
them change their mind, but
Yeah.
it's disappointing they did. Although the one toenail kind of bothers me, but I would get over that for the rest of it.
You like the rest of it?
Yeah, the one toe kind of. He has like literally. Imagine having just like one big toe on your foot.
No, thank you. I don't want to do that.
But
Every time you say imagine, it's usually something I don't want to.
yeah, no, quit putting these thoughts in my head. These are two artists rendered photos of a Pinsir line, and I love them both. They both have ups and downs, I love the fact they give Pinsir wings here. I don't like the fact they turned its head claw into like a U.
Yeah.
Its mouth is awesome. First evolutionary line's awesome. But man, this one though, look at that like Kingler claw on its head.
You like that?
Yeah. I definitely feel it's more like bug shaped. Even this guy, the little Pinsir looks cute.
Little Pinsy.
Mhm.
He does have a mega though. Yeah.
Oh, does he? I didn't actually see that in my research. Any mega pictures?
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if that makes up for, Sizor getting, or Scyther getting Sizor, but he does have one. Yep, there it is.
Oh man, that thing is mean looking. I love that.
Yeah. It's a pretty good mega. I think it looks good.
Wow, this thing is awesome.
Oh, I'm glad you like it.
I love it. Yeah, that thing's genuinely awesome.
Yeah, he got bigger spikes on his little pincers.
Wow,
I
good
think his
man.
pincers got bigger.
They did right by him. I'm glad. Sometimes they can really screw up those megas,
Yeah, I feel like majority of the time you haven't liked them, so I'm glad you like this one.
Yeah, wow, that thing is vicious looking. I don't know if I'd be more afraid of him or a Mega Beedrill.
Oh, right? I don't know. Beedrill looks... Beedrill is pretty scary.
Yeah, well imagine
But those eyes, man.
Yeah, how about I say,
He's-
imagine this thing staring at you like in your
Yeah,
tent
this
while you're
thing-
camping.
Yeah, he's not gonna go away till he gets you.
This thing's nightmare fuel, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
So do you
I'm
like
glad,
them better
I'm glad I
than,
saw
than
that.
these?
Nice.
Do you like them better than those other ones you put up there?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I mean, I like Mega Pinsir as well, but I would have liked him to have an actual evolution.
Yeah,
I
me
like
too.
This one that you said that they were going to give him.
Out of these
bad
three,
they-
which one was your favorite?
Well, you told me this one's going to be on gold and silver, so it, by default becomes my favorite.
Yeah.
But looking at it, I do also think it's the best. I don't really like the Pinsir with the crab claw on its head as much as you do. And where the one that's like a halo, I can't get behind that.
Yeah,
I do really, really, really like the one that's on all fours, the little baby Pinsir.
Yeah, I just like the wings on this one. I think that's an awesome addition, like the
Yeah.
insect wings.
Nope.
But yeah, I
The
don't
wings-
like the little halo either.
The wings on Mega Pinsir are pretty beast too.
Yeah.
That's probably one of my favorite things about Mega.
I wish this wasn't a clap crawl.
Yeah.
I just like the fact that it's like a bigger, heavier duty claw. you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like if I drew this, I would definitely not make it a claw found in nature in another, like environment. It doesn't make sense evolutionarily, and you know how I feel about that kind of stuff. You know, I just like the fact that they gave him a heavier duty claw, and I like the design of. I more so like the design of the shell.
Yeah, he's got a bigger butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, more junk in the trunk.
And as for this one, like I like the horn, but I feel like it would get in the way of the pinching, and I feel like they kind of need to pick a weapon. You know, like either put the horn somewhere else to where these can close, or maybe move the pincers like to an arm or so, I don't know.
Maybe the horn is more forward, and we just can't tell in this picture. If the horn is maybe more forward than the pincers are further back.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, if both are usable, then I think it's an awesome design, you know. But just the way just the angle it's at, to me, looks like the horn would be in the way of it closing, which is kind of like Pincer's MO, you know.
Right. Yeah. That's what he does. He eats sand.
That's what he does. He pinces.
He pinces. This is a really great pick, I think, for this list.
Yeah, he was definitely a fun one to do.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Alright, my number 8, Spinda. I am not looking forward to the day we have to do Spinda for our Nothing's Ever Good Enough.
Oh.
Because you know how many forms of Spinda there are? There are 4,294,967,296 different forms of Spinda.
Wow, we gotta
That's
cover.
billion. 4 billion.
That's gonna be a long episode.
That's not including Chinese. Yeah. That is not including Chinese.
Because we're gonna have
That's
to go.
how crazy the patterns are.
We're gonna have to go.
Someone was saying, I was watching this video.
We're gonna have to watch all of them
And
rate. We're gonna have to look at all of them and rate all of them and turn that into a tier list.
Like I like the spot a little, like half a centimeter to the right. That'd be horrible, man. But what was I saying? The Spinda. Oh yeah, I was watching a video that said something about how it's likely that no one in the world has caught. Like if you've got everyone that in the world that has caught a Spinda, like nobody would have the same Spinda. That's how rare they are. Each pattern. I guess each pattern is common and each pattern is rare in that way. The Pokédex says that it has dizzying, confusing, and scattering dance-like movements, though it thinks it's walking in a straight line. Those movements confuse their opponents and make it difficult to aim at it. I would love to use this Pokemon just because it's got such a cool thing going for it, Like, if you catch one, you're probably the only person in the world that has that pattern. Maybe there's another person out there, but most likely, it's very rare. And I would love to use Spinda, but it's not very usable. And if it had an evolution, who knows? Maybe something could come of it. I couldn't find any awe-inspiring or beautiful, gorgeous designs online, but some of these are, interesting.
Out of all these, which is your favorite?
I don't know. Do you like any of these?
I really feel like the Unsteady really sticks with the theme and has a great play on words for a name as well.
Yeah, I like the name a lot.
I feel like
I would say design-wise, I like the one at the top right the most.
I just feel like those don't really match the
top.
What Splenda's about.
Okay.
Splenda is known for being dizzy and unsteady and I feel like those ones just look normal.
I do think Unsteady's a little creepy.
Yeah.
I do think like Unsteady's a little creepy.
You think it's like the teeth or the eyes or something?
And if you were gonna have, I'd have to say this. I don't know, man. It's probably the way the eyes and the face, it's like it's teeth or something. I do think that if you were to evolve Spinda, you would have to keep the pattern exactly the same on whatever new face it had.
Yeah.
Or else it kind of loses its special touch, you know.
Mm.
So you'd have to keep the pattern, but yeah, I'd say the top right's my favorite. Maybe what I would do is on the top right is take those eyes out and keep the eyes squiggly like Spinda's.
Yeah, or like
She kind of has the design around the eyes, but I would take those eyes out and keep the spinning eyes on there.
Or like Unsteady's eyes.
And I like those little things. Yeah, like his eyes without the teeth for these, but with that kind of that muddery face and the squiggly eyes, and I like how it has these things around its legs, so he's probably tripping up on it all the time too.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh! Remember, used to always do that. Oh!
Oh! Oh!
Yeah, anyways, that's my number 8, Spinda. I would love to use Spinda someday. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll use Spinda someday.
Yeah.
Just do some kind of crazy run with it.
We're about to do a type run. It's not too late.
Yeah, just do a normal type.
Splenda.
Just like do normal tiny Pokemon.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah, that's my number 8.
Shuckle.
Yeah.
I love the picture I chose from him too. He's like, oh.
Yeah.
He looks like he's hollering.
Hello. He's yodeling over there.
Yodele, 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 hee-hoo. I feel like, once again, thank you to all the artists who took time to make these photos.
Yes. Yes, please. Thank you.
This
Me too,
full
on my part.
Shuckle line is, I feel like probably the most, I feel like if they were to make an evolutionary line, would probably be like the closest thing they would do. I would not expect anything fancy, like especially the way they did that one Dunsparce, right? How dirty they did Dunsparce.
Oh yeah.
I think they'd probably do Shuckle
But I
pretty
like it.
dirty too. But I love these 3 designs. You know, even the multi-headed monster over there.
You like that one too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It reminds me of like a Duck Trio.
I'd say my favorite one is that top one. I really like that top one, and I like how on top of his head he has like a fin or like a flat surface or something. I like that one a lot.
Oh, thank you for the follow,
It
Courteous.
looks like it could swim in water.
I appreciate
Oh,
you
yeah,
following
follow.
us. Why? Tell us your favorite
Thank you.
Pokemon. And if you agree with any Pokemon on our list.
Yep.
I do love that they kept like the color designs, you know, in here. I feel like I'm not really sure what Shuckle is, you know? Like I kind of get turtle vibes. And none of these designs, except for the top 2, kind of really lean into that turtle vibe, you know? Although that top one, I kind of get like UFO alien kind of, like what's those things coming out of the top? You know? But I definitely feel like that Puckle is probably the most accurate thing because he doesn't have claws. He's just a big yellow tub of toothpaste, you know, like.
Nice. So you like it better without claws? Because I
Yeah.
kind of like the one with claws.
The one underneath it kind of reminded me of Bane.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't think they'd ever go with that.
No. Unless they did some kind of crossover, some like Transformers Pokemon crossover
or like
something.
that multi-headed Hydra of Shuckle.
Yeah, that would be concerning. Like Dugtrio's already enough concerning. It already
Yeah,
does
so
too.
is Wugtrio and Wiggly.
Yeah, Dugtrio. All those big long 3 heads just wrapped up around each other in that little shell.
Yeah.
They do everything together. Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except move.
Except move. Yeah, except move.
I just imagine them like just like throwing a head down, just like dragging themselves forward.
Oh my gosh, that would be funny to watch actually. Yeah. Which one did you say was your favorite?
Probably the Puckle.
Okay. I mean, that thing's not moving around. That thing's not going anywhere, ever. Like, wherever it's born, that's where it's gonna live the rest of its life.
Yeah. I saw this video of this guy playing competitively with Shuckle.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I definitely don't know a ton about Pokemon battling. But from what I understood was Shuckle has a really high defense. And what he'll do is he rose the defense higher, 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 and then he switched it to an attack stat.
Oh.
And did some kind of, and I forgot what move he did, but he was just like knocking out the whole team.
Nice. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Shuckle in the right conditions is a powerhouse. In the wrong conditions, he sucks.
It's just really hard to picture him being a powerhouse, but he's cute. I like him.
Yeah.
Give him an evolution. Please,
Yeah.
Pokemon. I know you're watching Nintendo. I know you watch all our videos. Give him an evolution.
We got 2 people watching, probably you and me, but the one person that keeps coming in and out, that's Game Freak right there. I know it is.
They're there like taking notes.
Yep.
Alright, let's move on to number 7.
Yeah, number 7.
Alright, on a scale of 1 to 10, let's go.
Oh, dude, I am not getting close to that thing on a scale from 1 to 10. No, not getting close to that. Okay, am I the only one? But, okay, first of all, let me just start off by saying this. Sharks are one of the coolest animals ever. Ever. That's why they're in so many movies.
And tornadoes.
And tornadoes, yeah. And Pokemon decided to make it. Am I taking crazy pills here, or is Sharpedo just ahead?
It's definitely just ahead.
It's just ahead. It just stopped developing. Like, it obviously needs evolution because it stopped developing. It's just ahead.
It's like
it didn't grow the rest of its body.
Like the 3D printer got jammed.
Right. And then the Mega is worse. The Mega is right there on the top left next to it.
Top left? Oh my gosh, what?
That's the Mega.
Oh.
It's rough, man. And it's dark water. It's a good typing. There's so many. Sharks are amazing. You have so many awesome things you can do with it. And even from these pictures I found online, thank you again for the artist. That bottom right one is literally just Sharpedo with a longer tail, and it looks great. That's all it is. That's all they did.
Yeah, I genuinely love that. That would definitely be in my top 10 if it had a second half of the body.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. I definitely, I don't know if I'd put it on my top 10, but I do.
Maybe like top 15 actually.
Okay, yeah. I don't hate that. But I do love these art pieces of people that imagined how Mega Sharpedo should look.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, this white one.
That middle one's kind of weird.
The black one?
Yeah. Like he has
With
like
the little
mini.
torpedoes.
Yeah, he has like mini Sharkpedos as like torpedoes, and I bet those ones have mini Sharpedos, and so on and so on and so on.
Just never ends. you just keep zooming in the camera. You say,
Yeah.
There's like some shooting at plankton.
Yeah, I'm sure if you like zoom out too, like he's just part of a whole system of
A
them.
bigger one. Oh man, I still really like that design a lot. I love the black and blue, the big yellow X on top.
Yeah.
I think the white one is my favorite. The white and red. Oh dude, that looks like a monster. I mean, I imagine if Pokemon made this white and red one, it'd probably be a legendary though.
I love it, except like the lips make me like give me clown vibes.
You're getting scared.
I get like the clown vibes.
Oh man, you have a thing about lips and noses. I don't get that at all, man. I really like it a lot. The deck says Sharpie. Okay, and this is I'm just reading the decks because I think this is the reason why they made it just ahead, and I don't think it's a good reason. It says Sharpedo swallows and shoots out jets of seawater from its rear, which allows it to swim 75 to 80 miles per hour. However, it is unable to swim for long distances. It is feared and known by many as it is feared and known by many names such as Bully of the Sea, Ruffian of the Seas, Bandit of the Sea, and Gangster of the Sea.
He's a straight up G.
He's a straight up G. Gangster life is the life for he.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then he's got like really sharp teeth, I guess. So I think you can keep this together. You can still make him really fast. You can still make him really weird, and he can still shoot jets of water out of his butt if you just give him a bigger body. I mean, if you just give him a body.
Just give him a bigger butt.
Just give him a body. Yeah. Just give him butt cheeks. It'd be better than just his head.
I mean, like it like this full picture of it. It would genuinely look really cool to see like jets of air come out of that torpedo backing. You know, he would look like a literal torpedo.
Yeah, like the tail could spin or something, right?
Mm-hmm. Doesn't even have to spin. He just go. You know.
Just bubbles coming out of it constantly. Okay, I like the spinning idea, but like the black one has something that looks like it's a tail that looks like it would spin.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But yeah, I really love these megas a lot. But like I'm saying, if you just give it a longer body, that would be good enough for me, and I would use it. But I'm not using this little head. Sorry. I know it's good. I know it's got a good typing. I'm not using it. That's my number 7, Sharpedo.
It's a good one. Let's go move on to my number 7.
What's it gonna be?
Come. Sorry, I'm dyslexic. Muck.
Does that top one say polluter or pollutar?
Pollutar.
Pollutar. That's a great name, pollutar. Pollutar, like tar?
Mm-hmm. And pollute.
And pollute. Oh, play on words.
It's definitely a bar.
Words are fun.
So, in doing my research for this muck, I was unable to tell if that top left was a mega or not. Does he have a mega?
He does not have a mega, but that bottom right one is the Alolan form.
Yes.
Oh, you know that though, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He does not have a mega. He does not have any other form than the Alolan form.
So Muck is he's definitely a favorite of mine, although I've never used him. I just like his design. And I remember when I was originally playing like the original red and blue version and yellow, you know, I was always so excited to get a Grimer to evolve it. And I feel like he could use another evolution, you know? Not necessarily maybe Pollutar, you know.
Pollutar, that's so fun to say.
But there are definitely some ways to play around with it. Like I like that 4 arms, you know, like the green radioactive kind of vibe going on, or even like Oscar the Grouch can, like a little hermit crab of sludge.
Yeah. That one looks terrifying, the one that's coming out of that can. It looks like he's looking at you and he's desiring you.
Yeah. And he is.
And he's saying, come over here, baby. And if you don't come over there, he's gonna come on you.
He's like patting the ground like, come here. I've kept your spot warm.
Yeah. And it does look different than Muck. I feel like Grimer and Muck, maybe a lot of people would say they look the same, but they don't.
No.
You know? There are very slight differences, but I think that's okay for a Pokemon like Muck.
Yeah. And the Alolan version, you know, I'm sure its evolutionary line will probably look very similar.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm one of the few people who don't mind the Alolan Muck. You know.
Oh, have you seen there was a lot of haters for it?
Yeah.
Oh man, I really like it a lot.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like the colors. Which, I mean, like, they don't necessarily make sense, you know, but...
I like Alolan Muck more than regular Muck.
Trying to
But
think.
not Grimer. Grimer's my boy. Alolan Grimer looks like a hillbilly.
Yeah. I think that's it, man. I feel like he's overdue for an evolutionary line. I feel like their Kanto, if any region was gonna start getting evolutionary lines, it'd probably be in Kanto.
Yeah.
They would go back and kind of do the ones they missed, you know? And I feel like if like Muck or a future Pokemon I won't name yet of yours were to get a third evolutionary line, I feel like they'd be super useful. Like maybe like actual playable in the game, you know?
Yeah.
Because Muck's probably just like a status Pokemon, but
Yeah, I feel like Muck is hard to use, especially even in Kanto itself, because you could just use Weezing, and Weezing has Levitate.
yeah.
You know? And ground types, you know, the ground typing is rough for Muck. He's not just weak to Psychic, he's also weak to ground. Where Weezing can just, you know, stay in the air.
Man, and those are two really bad weaknesses to have.
Yeah. Plus show.
Alright, let's move on to number 6.
Number 6. Yeah.
I was excited when I saw this one.
Really?
This is kind
Alright,
of
give me your thoughts first then.
kind of similar to how you almost put Pinsir on yours.
Yeah.
Skalmory was on mine, and I was like, okay, cool, I can leave this one off because I was having a hard time picking between which one to drop off for my top 10.
Yeah.
And this is the only one we had overlapping. I am a huge Skalmory fan. Like, this
So
middle
good.
bird is just awesome. You know,
Such a great design.
great design. I don't feel like they made him strong enough for like to not have an evolutionary line. You know,
Yeah.
I feel so
Sure.
strongly that he needs one to be playable because he has an awesome design. I'd love to use him. You know,
Yeah.
but he's just not usable in the late game right now, the way he is,
It's good to have friends that agree with you.
right?
I did use Skarmory in my Nuzlocke, and I think I made it all. Yeah, I think I made it all the way to the end. It was my Hoenn Nuzlocke. It was so nice to have against psychic types.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You know, I love this guy. I guess as to begin, I just have to say that I love this guy, but there is room for improvement.
Oh, of course.
I feel like he could probably be in like my top, I don't know, 50 favorite Pokemon, top 25, top 30, somewhere around there. If you give him an evolution, he goes up real fast. I mean, which picture do you like the most out of these ones I found?
Man,
Thanks again to the artist.
that bottom left one.
Okay. Is the tail or what?
Yeah, exactly.
The tail, you can just slice you up with that. Oh man, this one's really hard for me. I really like the white one a lot, but I might go with the bottom left. Oh, the bottom down, all the way out. The one at the very bottom, because I like this. I like it for it to keep that steel-looking typing. But in the dex it says, in ancient regions where these Pokemon are common, warriors would use the sharp feathers that fell off Skarmory as swords. This guy's, yeah. You don't want to touch this Skarmory. He's so sleek. He could be one of my all-time favorites. Oh man. I would honestly, I know we were talking about maybe we could do a top 10 for baby Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
I think Skarmory should have a baby form, and I also think he should have a third evolution.
I agree.
I would give him everything. He deserves everything. He's a beautiful Pokemon, beautiful Steel type. In Soul Silver and Heart Gold, the game that probably my favorite game, the game I played the most. He's literally right after. Well, you can catch him at the beginning or at the end of the last gym. So when you get to the last town, that's where you catch him, and it's just like, oh man, I want to use him, but.
Yeah, I think I remember that when I was doing my run through it.
Yeah, I want to use him, but it just depends on what you're dealing with. You can't really put Skarmory on your team unless he's going to be helpful versus whatever gym leader you're going to, or helpful versus specific trainers. But yeah, it's a beautiful Pokemon. I wish I could have him. I really do wish I could have him on my favorite top 10, but not quite, not yet.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's my number 6.
And so I completely had you in mind when making my next pick.
Oh, you think about me?
And
yeah.
I spent so much time on this one.
In what way?
Just like researching it, choosing the pictures and everything, and there were so many different variants too, like picking which ones I think were my favorite.
Oh, dude, that top left one is so awesome.
I know, that's my favorite too.
That one's so great. Oh man.
That one's actually my favorite.
Oh my gosh. I want it to be real.
Right?
Yeah.
The one in the top middle, he kind of reminds me of that one destroyer from Dragon Ball Super.
Oh, the one from the Universe 11?
Yeah, the big buff daddy.
Yeah, the one with the mustache?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his name is Top?
Yeah, that sounds right. No, wait.
Top,
yeah, the big buff one, right?
Well, he looks fat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I guess he gets buff when he
Mm-hmm.
powers up. That's true. Forgot about that. Yep, that guy's a beast.
I definitely like the way that this one kind of like
Same.
plays off the. See, Hypno has like just a weird nose, and it kind of like it makes the nose make sense from Drowsy to Hypno to
Drowsy.
You know.
Yeah, that one's probably my second favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one a lot too.
Yeah, I like the way he's weaving the things, like the strings.
I don't like the bottom left one though. That one is ugly.
Yeah. That's why I included it. I'm like, ooh, this one's gross.
This one's weird. Let's put it on here.
He's got a very phallic
yeah.
nose.
It's nice to see one of my top 10 Pokemon on here.
Yeah. I definitely feel like Alakazam had 3 evolutions, and because of that, like he's so much more useful. Like he overshadows Hypno.
A lot.
And I feel like Hypno could use a 3rd evolution to. He gives off metal evolutionary vibes too. He's just very plain and simple, and I feel like it'd be easy to give a more detailed evolution to him.
Yeah. Dude, that top left one, I wish it was real.
I know, me too.
Again, if anyone wants to make a game for us with all our favorite Deviant Art Pokemon, we would love it.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's keep
5.
this train going. Cacturn. Okay, so if you were making a super awesome cactus Pokemon, what do you think would be the most important thing to put on it?
Pins.
Yeah! I feel like regular Cacturn has, like, buttons.
Yeah.
He doesn't have, like, these huge needles. And so, for that part alone, I just feel like it's missing an evolution. It needs more needles. He's a dark grass type, and if you're gonna make this Pokemon a dark type, you can't just give him Eyeshadow and call him dark. Eyeshadow and then like a scarecrow hat. You gotta make him look menacing and scary, and I just don't feel like Cacturn has that going on. A lot of these designs I found online, though, yeah, these would be definitions of dark Pokemon. I look at Cacturn and I think grass type. I look at these guys and I think dark type with a little bit of grass.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Cacturn, I kind of get like Scarecrow vibes.
Yeah, that's pretty much. I was gonna say, like, the Pokedex pretty much just states that he's a desert scarecrow. That's basically what it says.
So, which of these is your favorite?
Man, this one's very tough. I like all of them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would have to say the bottom right one, just because I am a super mega fan of Zoro, and the bottom right one just looks like Zoro with cactus needles. So
Right.
I would have to say
He's got them ashless chaps.
Yeah, it's good stuff. But it's a hard decision because I think all the other 3 look really great too. What about you?
I agree. I like the cowboy aesthetic.
Yeah.
Kind of like an outlaw look, which makes sense too because he's like from the desert.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And I think that it's if you're gonna okay, so I really love Pokemon. This is one thing I do love about Pokemon. I love when you take 2 things that don't seem like they would go together and then you mesh them together and it looks great.
Yeah.
I don't think of when I think of a cactus, I don't think of a scarecrow.
No.
When I think of scarecrow, I think of like corn, right? So like when I think of cactus, you put cactus and scarecrow, 2 things that I wouldn't put together, and you make it look really good. Those are the kind of Pokemon that I love the most, where it's 2 or 3 things that just don't seem like they would relate, but when you put them together, they're great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Cacturn is on his way to becoming interesting, but he just needs to evolve to get there.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of dark type beings need some love.
Yeah. You're like, I love all of them.
I love all of them.
Yeah. And like, when I think of Pokemon starters, the middle evolution a lot of times is just kind of a clunky, teenage, pimply Pokemon that's kind of, trying to figure out who he is in the world. And that's what Cacturn looks like. He's still trying to like, he's still wearing his gothic makeup. You know, not wearing shoes to school. He's trying to figure out who he is.
Yeah. And now that you mention it, I never really noticed it before, but those do kind of look like buttons.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how I feel about that. You may have ruined it for me.
I have ruined Cacturn for you.
Yeah.
I mean, were you ever planning on using him ever? Anyway.
Never.
He's the one dark type you probably aren't going to use, unless he gets an evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my number 5.
Unless he grows some Astus chaps.
Yeah.
Let's go. Number 5.
Oh gosh, man.
Ooh, Quagsire.
Oh gosh. They look so good, man. That one on the left looks so good.
Yeah.
So good.
I would honestly be okay with any of these Quagsires.
Even
the
top one?
Yeah, I feel like that one would be like, would kind of fall into his playstyle. You know, he's very like defensive, bulky, slow.
But I feel like that one's kind of like a worse version of Clodsire.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about Clodsire, Brian.
Which one's Sasmasire? I just feel like anyone like the. I feel like it's a natural. I feel like this one's like a natural evolution. You're talking about the top one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like honestly, I feel like it would mold to that naturally, you know?
Yeah.
Because they look like tadpole, like going into a frog kind of thing.
Right.
The dragon one, too much sense to me, but I do love the design.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
And this one, the one that your favorite, is also my
Yeah.
favorite. Like, man, this thing looks great.
So good.
And it looks like it'd be good at attacking, you know?
This is something they... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I just remember your run with Quagsire in it, you know?
Yeah.
And he was always going second, and it was rough.
It was rough, that's true. You know, this is something, this design that they gave to Quagsire on the left one is something that I feel like would have perfected Dragonair.
Yeah.
Instead of turning it into a dragon that looks nothing like Dragonair, doing something like that, beautiful, chef's kiss.
Yeah, I agree.
The thing looks like, you know, like it runs a business under the sea.
Right? An empire?
He has a lot of employees under him.
Alright, so this next one, I'm not really familiar with this Pokemon.
Oh, Heliolisk?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting, because he's actually one of my all-time favorites. He would be like, we did a top 10, but if we did a top 20, he'd be on there for me. I love Heliolisk. He's an X and Y guy, so I used him on my X and Y run, the one where I played it through for the first time.
What typing is he?
He's electric and normal.
He doesn't look like electric. It looked like he'd be like rocking something.
Even with the yellow?
Mm-hmm.
It's yellow, Ryan. He has to be electric. He's yellow. Don't you know how this works? But I love Heliolisk. He's another one of those electric types that learns Surf for some reason.
I love Raichu for that.
Yeah, and he actually has that, I forgot what the ability is called, but if you attack him with water moves, it regains health.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, he's really fun to use. I really enjoy him. Just off the top of your head here, looking at these 3 evolutions I found by beautiful artists in the DeviantArt community, which one would you prefer for him? Or would you just keep him as he is?
Leave him as he is.
Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, it was hard for me. I really like him the way he is, but to tell you the truth, that bottom left one looks pretty cool too. I like him a lot. And I think for this Pokemon, far less do I want him and want to give him an evolution to just change his design. I want him to have a little evolution just to make him stronger.
Yeah, that bottom left one's probably my favorite also.
Yeah, just because I love
it looks like the most natural.
Yeah.
The other one's kind of like what is that? The Dilophosaurus?
Yeah, like a Dilophosaurus. Well, I guess it'd be the lizard, the frilled lizard or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it looks like a Dilophosaurus kind of thing. Yeah, I think he's really cute, and I love him being cute, but it would also be nice to have him be a little terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
The deck says that when its frill is flared while it basks in the sun, it can generate enough electricity to power an entire city.
Oh, wow.
So, imagine what an evolution could do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I love this
a
Pokemon.
big city.
A big city, yeah, and I guess.
We talking like New York or Las Vegas?
Yeah, I don't know. Vegas is a lot of electricity too, man.
Or like
But,
Eagle Mountain.
this is not a city, this is a town. But yeah. This is the one, I'd say this is the one Pokemon that I would want an evolution for, mainly just to make him stronger. Not that he's not useful already, but just to make him stronger.
Yeah.
And to make the design a little different, that's fine too.
Alright, let's go.
Yeah, or not. There we go. Oh, yes!
The anteater himself.
So you guys know that we love Tropius, but Ryman and I also have an undying love for anteaters.
It goes way back, over a decade.
Yeah. For a decade. Where we were fantasizing riding on giant anteaters
Into battle.
with Rodney, into battle with Rodney. Our
Good old-
Emperor Company boss.
Good old Rodney.
Oh, dude.
So which of these two? There were surprisingly little options when it comes to Heatmore. I guess a lot of people aren't fantasizing about an evolutionized Heatmore.
You know the problem with Heatmore is he's not available till like literally the end of the game, and by then you already have enough fire types to deal with whatever you have to deal with. And yeah, that's his problem. He's just too far back in the end of the game.
That is a problem.
I think, if I remember correctly, I think he's like in the Victory Road area. But yeah, I don't. I'm sorry, but I would. I guess I would agree with you to give him an evolution to make him stronger, but design-wise, I wouldn't change his design.
Have you ever used one on your team?
No. I mean, like on X and Y, I completed the Pokedex, so I have one.
Mm-hmm.
But just kind of like, I just leveled. I didn't even have to level him up. You just catch him. So yeah, I guess I've never used him.
Maybe we'll have to add him to a team or something. Try him out.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, great.
Alright, I am excited about your next one.
Oh, you didn't tell me what you like about it. Yeah.
So I love the anteater vibes. Although I get a little confused with like the exhaust tail. I think he might be part car or something. But I'm like, whatever works,
He just has to get his heat out somehow. It's more like a blowhole that whales have.
Right?
Yeah.
And,
he can get the fire out of his mouth, but he doesn't want to get smoke out of his mouth, so he gets it out through the back.
Yeah. And out of these two evolutionary lines, I think I'd probably go with that middle one. I kind of like the addition of like some fur some places.
Fur.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, don't you feel like it would burn? I guess it'd have to be like fireproof fur, like Arcanine or something.
Yeah. I feel like Arcanine, like, hair is on fire as much as like the fire is its hair.
You're blowing my mind.
Right? Just, we're philosophizing at 11:30 in the morning. Good night.
Yeah. What was that meme you sent me? Or something like, what if Captain Ginyu fused with, or what if Captain Ginyu did the body swap with a fused fighter?
Yeah.
Just, you know, the fusion runs out.
Uh-huh.
Let's not try to think that much. Woo!
Oh, guys,
You're showing all our stuff!
I accidentally rolled the the thing on the between the clickers.
Oh, yeah.
It's number 3.
My number 3, Heracross. Okay, so the same stuff you said about Pinsir, but I feel about Heracross. For some reason, I look at Scyther, and he got his Steel typing evolution. And the cool thing about Scyther is you don't need to evolve him because Scyther and Scizor have the same stats. They just have them placed in different areas.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I see Scyther, I think of the first one I think of is Heracross. I also think of Pinsir, but the first one I think of is Heracross. And I was like, he deserves a Steel typing evolution too.
Right.
And I want it.
Everyone
I want it
does.
now. Everyone does. You get a Steel typing. You get a Steel typing. Get rid of the bug. Heracross is already a great Pokemon.
Get rid
You
of
get
the
rid of the
bug.
bug. Get rid of the bug typing and put Steel. Make it Steel fighting. Forget about it. So
I
good.
honestly feel like they will get rid of the fighting.
No, you can't do that.
And then it's just a metal bug.
Don't do that. Yeah, don't do that, please. Oh, soak these in. Soak these in. Which one do you like?
I like the top right one.
The top one?
Right?
Which one? Top right?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Okay. Interesting. Now, do you like the Mega Evolution of Heracross? On the top left. Are you thinking about it?
Yeah. I was gonna ask you, is the Iron Rush in Violet and Scarlet?
No. No, this is all fan art.
Okay. As I did a really good job with that rendering.
Yeah, no, it's
Like, it looks legit.
fan art. Yeah, it looks so good. What do you think about the Mega Evolution, though, of Heracross?
No. I don't like it.
Yeah, same.
I was thinking about it. I was like, how do I feel about that horn? How do I feel about the Mega Man arms? The antennas? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I think if I was to pick one, though, I'd pick this Iron Rush. It looks so good. It looks so clean. Yeah, I like that a lot. I kind of like the middle one a little bit too. But with the middle one, I'd take away some of those buttons because I don't want him to look like a robot. I just want him to look like a steel bug.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if Scyther got, I don't know, why does Scyther get special treatment? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know why they chose Scyther. I mean, I guess out of the 3, I do like his design the most.
Yeah. So I was doing the math, and I was looking up, how much, because the Pokédex says that Heracross can throw 100 times his body weight. So I went to go check out his body weight. He's 120 pounds.
So you can throw like 1,000 pounds.
Imagine if you steal. Heracross has a special place in my heart because he's the first Pokemon I ever got to level 100.
Really?
Yeah.
That is so random.
He's a very good Pokemon for Silver and Gold.
Wow,
And,
okay.
and I loved him. And I used him on my Nuzlocke. He got me through the Soul Silver Nuzlocke.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I like Heracross. I love him. And I would love, if they do give him an evolution, I would like it to be kind of like Scyther's, where it doesn't really change the base stats, just places them somewhere else. So if you want to use, maybe more physical type Heracross, you can use a regular, and if maybe you want a special type or something like that, you can use a metal one. But yeah, that's my number 3.
Wouldn't that be crazy? Like a special attack fighting Pokemon?
I mean, there are some.
Really?
Yeah, there's special attack moves too. I can't think off the top of my head. Let's see. Special attacker fighting Pokemon. That actually work as special attackers. Anyways. Blaziken. Oh, this Koho Moho or whatever. The one.
Blaziken.
Dragon. Cobalion. Embor. Como.
Wait, Embor's a special attacker?
Infernape. No, I think maybe these are not special attackers. These might be just Pokemon that have good special attack in their fighting types. I don't know. Oh, Mega Mewtwo. That's one. The Mega Mewtwo X.
That's right, the Mewtwo X. I didn't like that one.
Yeah, me neither. Anyways, that's my boy Heracross. My very powerful little boy. That in Soul Silver, you have to headbutt trees to get Heracross to fall out.
That's insane. Can you imagine headbutting a tree? Because you want.
Well, you teach your Pokemon
because
headbutt,
you want to
you
want to fight a bug.
Yeah, you have to teach your Pokemon headbutt. You don't do it, of course. Why would you do it?
Right.
That's my number 3.
Let's move on. Oh, it didn't click.
Yeah, dude.
Sigilyph.
He could use a boost.
Yeah, I hadn't. For the longest time, I thought this Pokemon had an evolutionary line, and I think he's honestly one of the most unique Pokemon in the game.
Yeah.
He's found like
unique coloring too.
Yeah, he looks almost like a cave painting, or something.
Do you like Sigilyph?
I do.
Oh, I didn't.
I have never used him. Just because I usually have like a different psychic type on my team. But I definitely like the typing, and I feel like if he had another line, he would be strong enough for me to switch out whatever I'm using to use him instead,
For sure. What would you do? Would you just make it like... Would you do like one of these pictures, just kind of alter its design a little bit? Or would you make it more futuristic looking?
I would make it look more kind of like Egyptian gaudy.
Okay.
Kind of like these two, or like this top left one is a really good example, like the direction I'd want to go.
Make it more golden? Kinda?
Yeah, like how like Egyptian gods are usually portrayed like just like draped in gold, and sometimes they're very like they have animal heads, or they could be scary,
Yes.
And I feel like it also it's a ghost type, like a very interdimensional vibe,
Right.
kind of like What's that one game with like where the ant came from? The buff ant.
The buff ant?
Mm-hmm. Or the buff mosquito looking guy.
Oh, Buzzwole?
Yeah.
That one's from Sun and Moon.
Yeah, but you know how just like a different dimension, you know, like.
Oh yeah.
From that's what I kind of that's the vibe I get from like Sigalith, you know.
Yeah.
Like he would be like a god of the sun there or something, you know, or.
Yeah, now that you mention it, the top left one does look scarier.
Yeah.
It does look like you don't know what to expect from that one.
Exactly, you know, like it has a presence about it, you know.
Right. I guess that's my favorite one then.
And the one in between them is kind of like the same thing, but like a more like a Hades to a Zeus, you know, like it'd be charged like the underworld, you know.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, we can make all the Greek gods in Sigalith form. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely get like a Native American kind of totem pole-ish vibe too. I'm not really sure why, but
yeah, I think I resonate. It resonates more with me in the way that you said that it looked like a cave painting or like an Egyptian painting.
Yeah, like
I could totally see. Yeah, like hieroglyphics. I could see Sigalith in the background on Prince of Egypt.
Man, yes.
Where Moses is like, "What happened here?" And then the Pharaoh's like, "You don't want to know." What is this thing?
They were only slaves. Man.
That's my people, Dad. How can you say that?
Yeah, and there runs Joseph. No communication skills. No speaking about his feelings or.
What a jerk. Just kidding.
I'm gonna have to watch that movie now.
Prophets of all time.
Right. Probably not only one of the greatest ones, but probably like the most famous one.
Yeah. I mean, maybe like behind Noah, just because all the kids know about Noah.
Yeah.
Great pick. I love Sigalith. I didn't the first time I saw it. The first time I saw it, I was like, "What the frig is this?"
My first impression was not a good one either.
Yeah.
I was like, "What is that supposed to be?" You know.
Yeah.
And even now, looking at it, it's not very clear what it's supposed to be. You know.
But that's the charm, I think.
Yeah, but these evolutionary lines for it, like, really reel it back in for me. I'm like, oh man, these would have been great.
Yeah. Yeah. My number 2. Down to the bottom 2 here.
Yep.
Scovillian. Scovillian. I really don't know how to say his name. This is a new Pokemon. It's new to me. And I have to say, guys, this Pokemon, Scovillian, when I saw it, I was so excited. I thought it was such a cool idea, making a grass fire type, with little peppers. And then, when I found out it didn't evolve, I thought it was the most disappointing Pokemon that doesn't evolve ever. This is in my opinion, this Pokemon has more potential for evolution than any other Pokemon that exists that doesn't have an evolution, in my opinion. He has so much potential, and probably the most. The typing, mwah, beautiful.
Yeah.
He has his own move, called a Spicy Extract. It raises the target's attack and lowers the target's both of their defense. No, it lowers the target's defense. And at this, oh yeah, that's what it is. It raises the attack and then it lowers the opponent's defense, both by 2 stages.
Wow.
Yeah, This Pokemon's so cool, and oh my gosh, it needs an evolution desperately, because and it's not just because of his attacks. It's just because he looks so plain. You make a fire grass Pokemon for the first time, and you just make such a plain looking Pokemon. I found these 3 different pictures. I found a lot of pictures actually of people's ideas of Scovillian, and I think it's because people know that it deserves an evolution. I don't care how long it's been around; it deserves an evolution.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts about these 3?
Again, I remember running into this Pokemon and just being blown away. Like, I'm like, man, that makes so much sense. How have we never thought to make like a pepper plant, a fire and grass type? You know?
Yeah, for sure.
I love its typing.
I think people have been thinking about it. I just don't think it was done until now. But what do you think of these?
I'm trying to decide which one I like more.
Okay.
Like, I like the body and the head designs of the one on the bottom left.
Yeah.
But I like the... See, the thing that I don't like about the middle one is that fire on top.
Oh, okay.
If you put that head in the middle one, I mean the left one,
Yeah.
I think it'd be like a chef kiss.
Nice. Yeah. It looks like the one on the left has the yellow pepper is also green. It's like yellow and green.
Yeah, like it's like ripening.
Yeah, I really like the middle one a lot, just because I like the idea of, there's this red and yellow, there's this red and green pepper, and this is the Pokemon, but in reality, those actually become the hands and the arms. And the real pepper is the yellow one that controls everything, and it comes out of the middle. Yeah, I love it. I mean, the fire, for me, I can take it or leave it, doesn't bother me. And if it was like put out and it just had fire on its tail, that'd be fine with me too. But all 3 of these are much better than what we got.
On our
and I don't hate Scovillian. I just think he needs an evolution.
on our Scarlet and Violet run, I'm actually using a fire type. I'm doing fire type. Remember? Maybe I'll put him on my team.
There you go.
I don't know how good he is.
Yeah, the same for me. I haven't, that game's kind of new and I haven't used him.
Yeah.
Just pretty much for that reason, because I just think he's too plain looking. But yeah, well, I'll have to look into it. Maybe he's really powerful. I highly doubt it, but
Right. I think he does.
I
He does have a baby form, though, right?
Does he?
I think so.
I don't think so.
Let's look at it.
I don't know. But I just have to say that this one, I had to put him on my list, and I had to put him all the way up to 2 because I truly believe that this Pokemon has the most potential. And I hope it gets an evolution soon. I know it just came out, but...
Right.
Man, so many good things.
Yeah, he does.
Oh yeah, you're right, he does. He's a little green pepper.
I always thought that was a chicken.
Nope. Little pollito.
Do you see a pepper in that?
No. I do not. Yeah. But that is my numeros. Scovillian, Scollivan, whatever, however you say it. Beautiful. Thank you, artists, again.
Yeah. Number 2, Zangoose.
I didn't see this.
So, Zangoose, I always, since the first time I saw him, loved his design. Genuinely love his design. And I've always felt he's just missing an evolutionary line, either a baby or forward. I would prefer forward. And if I had to pick out of these 3, the top left just really stands out to me.
Just lots of fur, kind of like the Zoroark from Arceus.
Yeah.
Let's give him lots of fur.
Yeah, he He looks like he'd be a fire type, but he's normal. You know. But I genuinely feel like this guy's lacking one. And I feel like it'd bump him from like cool but unplayable to cool and playable. You know?
I think they usually make rodents normal types in Pokemon. Except Pikachu, I guess. Well, I guess all the Pikachu clones. And those could have been on here too, all those Pikachu clones that don't have evolutions.
Yeah.
But, you know, this is the Pokemon, what's his name? Pokemon Challenge's favorite Pokemon.
Really?
You know, the one that does all the Nuzlocks?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is his favorite Pokemon.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He's a good one, man. I genuinely love the design. I know he's supposed to be like a mongoose, right? But he kind of gives like a bear vibe.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. A bear, a punk bear.
Yeah.
He does not give a damn about his reputation.
Yeah, he looks like he'd hurt for like fun.
Yeah. Yeah, oh man. I don't like the other designs as much as the normal. I might differ from you on this one. I don't think I would give him an evolution.
Really?
Yeah, but if he had one, I wouldn't complain. You know, making him stronger is always good.
Are you a Zangoose fan, or?
I've never used a Zangoose, but if I had to use a normal type, he'd definitely be in the consideration.
Mm-hmm. Who would be your number one normal type?
Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh, are you really? Oh man. Why do you do this to me, man?
Is it just
You talk to me about Zangoose and let me figure that out.
Alright. Well, you know how I feel like if they were to give him an evolutionary line, I feel like a dark type would fit his build, you know?
True.
And I feel like it would just flow naturally for him. And I think one of the features I like about him is he's got those red eyes, you know?
Yeah. Like that. There's too many normal types to go through. And a lot of them are like, they have different, you know, two typings. Like, Heliolisk is electric normal, or I like Fearola is flying normal. Diggersby, I like him, he's ground normal. Just straight normal type. I like Drampa, he's normal dragon. Just normal, I have no idea, bro. I'd have to look through that. I have to do some.
You know, speaking of, like, on my number 11 spot was Pharaoh.
Oh, really?
Pharaoh almost made the cut.
Oh man, I'd be worried that they'd mess up the evolution to put Fear on there.
Yeah, I mean, me too. But I feel like people don't play with Sparrow as much because Pidgeot is stronger than Pharaoh, you know?
Is he though?
I think so. Look it up.
Pidgeot's base total 479, Fearow base total 442.
Yeah.
Fearow has speed 100, physical attack 90. Pidgeot has speed 101, physical attack 80. So I guess Pidgeot has a little bit, his defense is a little better, but Fear's attack is better.
Yep. I think if I had to pick a normal type, it'd be between. It'd honestly be between a Zoroark. The normal
So you would
ghost.
do a dual type one then?
Well, just going straight normal type, it would be Zangoose.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he'd definitely be up there for me too. I also really like Exploud. I like his design.
After Zangoose, it'd naturally for me just be Snorlax.
Yeah. Yeah. Or Tauros. Tauros is cool.
Yeah.
All right, down to our number ones. And
Man.
Ryan's number one.
Man,
Number
I
one
love yours.
Pokemon that he wants an evolution for. This is just, and I'm sorry guys, this is just my personal Pokemon fantasy. I just want Coughing to get a happy ending. And yes, I mean what I say. But I think an evolution for Coughing or for Wheezing would make sense because Coughing is happy, Wheezing is sad. We need one that's mad. It's just a perfect progression of emotions. When you're happy and something happens and you get sad and then you get pissed off about it. That's what we need. And I think a Wheezing evolution would have that. All of these are perfect examples of just angry Wheezing. And if you wanted to, you could make him poison fire, which would be so cool. Because, like I said, he has levitate, so he loses that ground weakness. Poison and fire would be double weak to ground, but he'd be hovering anyway.
That's true.
Oh man, it's so beautiful. And I'm scared to ask for this because we saw what kind of Wheezing they gave us in Sword and Shield.
The Galarian
Yeah.
with the top hat and the
Yep.
facial hair.
Yep. And so I'm scared of asking for this, but this is what I want most. The Pokedex says, and I think maybe the Pokedex is hinting at this.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Pokedex has hinted at this. Because I was looking it up and it says, Wheezing is said to form when poisonous gases cool and two coughings fuse over many years. Very rarely, two coughing can become a Wheezing in a short time span because of a sudden mutation. Triplet Wheezings have been discovered, although they are extremely rare. Triplet Wheezings have been discovered, it says. That's when you say something like, I'm so impressed, or something like that.
Yeah. I am honestly not surprised this is your number one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And this is what I was talking about earlier when I was doing Muck. Like, man, I wish he had an evolutionary line because Coughing is so much fun to play with. And he is such a cool design. I feel like changing some of that typings around, like you were saying, but the fire type would be perfect for him.
Yeah.
Or even like that top right one looks like maybe dark type, you know?
Yeah. I like that too.
I feel like it would lend itself more to more runs, you know, and more things to play around with.
Yeah. Which one do you like the most from him?
The top right one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's pretty beautiful. The one that's in the middle, that's actually I was doing the Pokemon fusions, and that's actually a fusion. I don't remember. I think it was like Wheezing and Magcargo or something.
Magcargo, I was gonna guess. What's that tortoise? That
Turquoise.
Torquil.
It might have been Turquoise. I honestly don't remember which one it was, but this is a fusion from the game, and I really like that one a lot too. But even just adding another head, like the one at the bottom right, like that would be, and making them angry instead of miserable and sad, that would be enough for me. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if I'd want the fire typing. It would be pretty cool. I like all of these designs. I don't even know if I could pick just like all of them.
I feel like fire poison hasn't been like explored very much. I definitely don't think poison dark has either. The bottom left and the bottom right, I feel like would just still be poison.
Right.
And I feel like poison is at its best when it's a dual typing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're just status. Pokemon.
Right.
And I feel like that
Yeah.
extra typing would, like the Poison Dark would alleviate the psychic hindrance.
Oh,
Making
true,
it more
yeah.
making it more usable.
Oh, I kind of like that actually.
Mm-hmm.
Poison Dark.
It kind of looks like it has like space buttons.
Space Buns. Nice. Yeah, I like all of these. I can't decide. I'd say probably the bottom left is my least favorite, but all the other ones I love.
Yeah, that's probably my least favorite too.
It just looks like a big chest.
Yeah.
Like you could just like put arms and legs on it, and it'd be like a little transformer.
I thought that was its chin.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just my personal fantasy here, getting a Weezing evolution that's beautiful and not Galarian.
Yeah. No top hats, no smoke, facial hair.
No, we don't need any facial hair or anything like that. This is my boy. My coughing. Just give him a happy ending or a mad ending. A mad ending.
A sad
if
ending.
you will. a mad. No. He's already had a sad ending for years.
Oh man. Yeah, that coughing, that dark typing, just chef kiss.
Yeah, that would be really neat actually. I might have to do a fusion like that and try a Pokemon that's dark poison.
Yeah.
Maybe a Weezing with like a Houndoom or something.
Yeah. Let's move on.
You're number one. What's it gonna be?
It's our boy.
Oh,
All right.
I do not know. This is.
I know you have a lot.
Blasphemy.
I know you have a lot to say about this one.
Dude, this is the most controversial number one you could possibly put. It's so controversial.
Yeah, our mascot.
He's our mascot. So you're saying that he's not perfect, but you're also saying that you want him to be you think he deserves to be given something to make him stronger.
Yeah.
So in one way you're hating on him, and in another way you're also loving on him.
Yeah. No, I love him. He's perfect, but I also want him to grow like my child. I think my child is perfect, and I love him, but I also need him to grow and mature and become stronger and independent.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that one. And have Super Saiyan hair.
Yeah, because I mean, like when you think about like every run we've ever used Tropius, he's just been holding us back and dragging us down, and
please don't hold back.
yeah, we are having to. He has been reduced to a toxic protect Pokemon. our grass flying dinosaur.
If he gets an evolution, does he get the flying weakness? Does he keep the flying weakness?
I hope not. But come on, look at these evolutions though.
Oh man. I unfortunately like them.
Right?
Yeah. I unfortunately like them.
Like,
especially the one on all the way to the left.
oh yeah? Really? Is that your favorite one?
I just like how the wings kind of look like Lugia wings, They're kind of flat palms. I really like the wings a lot on that one. I'd say I like the wings a lot better on this one, and then I like the head on the top one better.
Yeah. I think the bottom middle one's my favorite.
Oh, okay.
I get like a lion vibe, Like he has like a banana mane now. Instead of just like banana chin stubble.
Oh, God. Yep, banana mane.
Like
that's what it is.
He went through banana puberty.
Banana puberty.
He's a man now. Now you're a man.
He's a banana man. Yeah, his bananas dropped.
Yeah, his bananas dropped. Even his wings look more sturdy. And
True. True. That's funny. Did you have anything else to say?
No, I was gonna ask if you do.
Mic drop.
I was gonna ask any other last comments on him.
I think I just really like the top one the best, and but I like the wings on the left one. I even like how like his legs, he's kind of like Tropius is kind of like smooth and lumpy, and the one on the top he looks like strong, like his legs can hold the earth.
As we know, Tropius carries all our burdens.
Exactly.
Now he has the leg strength to do so.
It looks like a big banana peel has sprouted from his neck, and his neck sprouted out of this banana peel.
He looks like Super Saiyan Vegeta.
Okay, we might be pushing it there.
Like that
but
Super
yes,
Saiyan
he
hair.
does look. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I guess the top one's my favorite. It's just too many leaves, I think, on the back.
Yeah, I got kind of like peacock vibes with that one.
Yeah. You know what would be? I was just thinking of that bottom one would be cool if since it has that big long trunk coming up, if it just had arms coming out of that too. So it looked like a centaur, like a centaur banana tree flying in the wind.
Like little Alohan Golan arms.
Yeah. No, like big puppies. Just be floating like a turd in the wind.
So, if you had to pick one of those top 20s, which would you pick? If like Nintendo was like, I'll make one of these come true.
It'd have to be Scovillian.
Really?
Yeah, Scovillian. Yeah, it'd have to be him. I feel like Weezing they'd ruin Weezing, and Scovillian is just, there's no other Pokemon that's Grass Fire, and I don't think they could ruin it too much. I think they could probably come up with something really cool.
Man, I think I'd pick Hypno.
Hypno? Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I mean, I guess, like, if I was being more selfish, I might pick someone like Hypno, but I just mean, like, overall, I feel like for the Pokemon community, I'd probably pick Scovillian. But if I was being just selfish, then yeah, probably Hypno, because that's, like, my favorite Pokemon on our lists, on these lists here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I agree with you. But I try to be a selfless man. You're like, look what that got you.
Yeah. Now look at you.
Look at you, using Galarian Weezing.
Just with your 2 evolutions.
Anyways, if you're watching on YouTube, guys, please comment. Let us know which Pokemon you would like to see an evolution for. We'd love to hear about that.
Yeah.
And can you post pictures on the comments?
I don't think so.
No. Just send us links to whatever art you found that you like.
Yeah, for sure. We'll definitely take a look at it. Email us at bananabeardbros@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Email us like whatever like pictures you find, other ideas. We'll definitely read them.
Push them. Alright guys, take it easy. Bananas on your chin. And today, bananas on your tail and bananas on your head.
Bananas, bananas on your back. Bananas everywhere.
And don't forget to give your significant other those Nala eyes. And follow through. Just follow through. Don't just do the eyes.
But you have to do something.
You gotta do something.
Just do this. All right, guys. Peace
All right.
out.
Bye.